dismantle or destroy this, or breach that door so you can get inside the building, or collapse this portion so that you can attack. There's a battlefield multiplier in the offense.
Combat engineers have always had an important role in the combat zone. They figure out ways to breach the various obstacles thrown up by opposing armies. And in the U.S. Army, they're designated as Military Occupational Specialty 21 Bravo. For centuries, they've been known by a different name, though, Sapper, and they're proud of that tradition.
We kind of hinge everything around the word sapper, right? A sapper is a person who paves the way for others. That person who blazes the trail.
You get the mission prepared, you get your equipment prepared, and your soldiers prepared in a short amount of time, and you get the mission accomplished. You never quit.
Sapper is the finest engineer that America's Army has to produce. They essentially are the best of the best.
A sapper is actually a state of mind.
The spirit of this organization falls on the general sapper and the typical sapper who goes out there every single day and clears the roadways for our task force.
Sappers are the best, man. I mean, we blow up and we keep driving on.
Oh, Dark 30, traditional time for some of the tougher aspects of military training. Take a Zodiac F-470, which lists at 322 pounds, toss in 10 rucksacks at 35 pounds apiece, a couple of 10-gallon water containers, and you've got Boat PT. Welcome to the Waterborne Operations segment of the Sapper Leaders Course at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Get it off your head. Get up.
Start with a few exercises with the boat, then set off on a 1.5-mile race carrying the boat. Of course, if you get tired, you can rest.
It's not social hour, Sapper. 1, 2, 3. 1. Flutter kick. You do flutter kick. 1, 2.
Maybe even frolic in the water as dawn begins to break.
4.
At the end, you carry your instructors triumphantly across the finish line. Or not so triumphantly.
Somebody may want to relieve that guy in the back. Obviously, he's supposed to off.
Finish it all off with some cool-down exercises.
Stop making those disgusting sounds.
To get you ready for another race, this one on the water.
All for one, Sam. Push him off. Get him out of there. Let's go, Hughes. Get it together.
Before coming ashore, there's one more test, a capsize drill. Students have to flip their boats, then right them. All of this is for a deadly serious purpose, to harden and prepare leaders to take a wide range of skills to the battlefield.
Right the boat.
By the way, the boat that finished first on land came in last in the water.
Right the boat.
The Sapper Leader course is open to E4s and above and junior officers. It also accepts West Point cadets after their 3rd year, and now ROTC cadets as well. It's open to men and women. While most students are engineers, the course is open to all soldiers. Classes start with about 50 students. Only about 40% will graduate. They're bombarded with a wide range of information and field experience in 28 days.
It's like a shotgun of knowledge, like one of the sergeants said. And just every single day you wake up and you learn like 30 new things, and you're just trying to retain all the information. It's awesome.
And you gotta be able to pick it up and get all that, all that information and use it.
Let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this. Helocasting operations. Who can tell me what helocasting operations are used for? Quick insertion, right?
Some of them have never been exposed to small unit tactics, and then have to perform small unit tactics in a highly stressful environment.
Helocasting is typically done over the horizon. Who can tell me what over the horizon means?
Compound that by the opportunity to learn some specialized engineer skills which are not taught anywhere else in the Army. The outcome is an asset to the task force commander. That's our customer. That's who we're wanting to please.
None of the students wear rank insignia.
We've had up to a lieutenant colonel come to the course, and every student, regardless if they're a junior enlisted or they're a field grade officer, they're treated the same exact way. And afterwards, we've never had any animosity towards us from the way the Sapper School is ran. They see that the instructors here at the Sapper Leader course are extremely professional.
Let's go, Sapper! Pick it up!
One exercise the students seem to relish is helocasting, jumping into the Lake of the Ozarks from a low-flying helicopter.
Some of you didn't pay attention to detail. You had pretty exits. Some of you could have possibly got seriously up out there. If you get up on a mission, on an insertion, how are you going to accomplish your mission? You're not.
They make 2 jumps, one just in uniform, the second with a combat rucksack. The rucksack adds an element the school doles out in subtle and not so subtle ways: stress.
Let's go, Sapper, run! It adds a little bit more stress to them because they must throw the rucksack out at a certain angle prior to stepping off the tailgate to avoid injury falling on top of the rucksack itself.
Quit stalling! We're waiting on you! Delay of training!
The swim itself, it's a good swim. It's approximately a 100-meter swim directly after the helicast, and especially with combat equipment.
And get to position attention like the rest of the patrol.
What if a unit had to cross a body of water and had no boat?
All right, once he's routed from bottom to top through both center grommets, he's going to create a half pitch going around the standing end of the rope.
During this exercise, students partner up and learn how to improvise a flotation device using their ponchos.
And then throw it over, and then do that loop. And then cinch it down. If you do it that way every time, you can't mess it up. Cool. Every time you do your half pitches, right? As far as that's
And they're graded on their execution.
10 minutes, Sappers. Go!
For a sapper, knowledge of knots is essential. It's essential in securing the improvised raft here, and will be later in mountaineering operations and in using explosives.
Knots is also a way to implement discipline in them, because we give them a whole bunch of knots, we tell them to tie them a certain way, and it's stressed upon them that they tie those knots in a certain way. Not only do they have to know how to tie the knots, but they need to know the checkpoints of the knots, what makes the knot, and the purpose of the knot.
Pretty much every activity is punctuated with extended bursts of PT. In this case, to warm everyone up for a cross-channel swim with their improvised rucksack floats. How many passed the poncho test?
About 40% on everything. And then 40% of the class graduates at the end, so it just kind of works out.
Pass or fail.
No go. The rifle's past the midpoint of the raft. That is going to be a heck of a swim for you.
It's into the swim for everyone. The swim is grueling for most, about 300 meters each way across the cove. The cadre circles in boats, creating wakes that generate an extra degree of difficulty for the swimmers. Once ashore, they have to report into the graders table.
Sappers, get it above your head! Hurry up!
Great camaraderie, good guys, and get to swim in the lake. It's like beach day.
For a select few, like 2nd Lieutenant Joseph Lunn, who's a military diver, the swim was a relative breeze.
Nah, this was a walk in the park.
For others, not so easy.
What are you doing? Did I say to put it down? Pick it back up, move to the water.
Sapper Thompson, Sergeant.
I'm not ready for you, Sapper. You hold what you got. Sapper is back to the water.